to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris. Hey!
Good afternoon to the good people and the bad people. And good afternoon, boom, shakalaka to all of you out there. Chris Base back with you. We bring BaseLine back to Fridays. And of course, this is where you are right now. Fridays, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always wanting you to be well where you are. I hope you are doing well as we approach the weekend. And I said before, I gave the announcement about moving the show back here. It's nice to what I call be back home because my guru, Lee Michael, who's celebrating a birthday, as a matter of fact, I think he's 75 now, as he posted online. And it was that guru that had given me this 4 p.m. slot when I was back at Urban Broadcast Media. And so to go back to it, like I said before, it's very nostalgic. And I thank Lee for that. I wish him happy birthday on his thread. Got to give him a call and see how he's doing. I'm always in good spirits when I call Lee. It's always great to reach out to your people. Hey, Barbara Jean, how you doing? It's Friday with a heart. Absolutely. I missed you. I missed you all to be a part of the program that you are doing right now. See, Barbara Jean is doing it. Please get on board. Let's see. And also, Barbara Jean is there on the Facebook Live and also on the YouTube channel. The Chris Base channel, all one word with a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Hey, hello. How you doing? Omar says, hello, Chris. Welcome back. Nice shirt you got on today. Hello, and to hello, Barbara Jean. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So this T-shirt that I have, I always, like to get superhero shirts, and this is the arc that Tony Stark would have in the Marvel movies. I forgot what it's called, the arc something. I know we gave him the arc something, but yeah, it's that replica of that. So yeah, thank you for that. It's one of my favorite shirts right now. Hey, what's up, Ann? I owe you a phone call, man. This whole thing has been rough on me. So yeah, I owe you a phone call. How you doing, Ann? Good afternoon, Chris and Base Nation. Thank you, Annabelle. So now we move to afternoon, so we're going to get the dinner menu from Chef Ingram, if that's okay. Let's see. Thank you, Omar. Yeah, I really like this shirt. It's one of my favorites. In fact, I got two of them. To be honest with you, I really liked them a lot. In fact, I thought I lost this one and had to order another one. So we know how it goes. You order another shirt, then you find the one that you had missed. So yeah, I got two of these bad boys. So yeah, good stuff. Oh yeah, please say hello to Uncle Lee for me the next time you talk to him, Barbara Jean. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give credit where credit's due. It was one Barbara Jean who introduced me to one Lee Michaels via the internet. We went from there, had a couple of conversations, and a budding partnership. He's my guru. He's my liege. I love him more, and just the fact that he would, take time to talk to me, because again, he wears it well. For someone who is just, for those who may not know, in the industry of radio, the man to me is just lights out and continue to always will be, and on the forefront of technology within radio and to make things better. He's always been that guy, and just to be around him, he's made me better. So just trying to give credit when credit's due. So Omar tells I emailed Mr. Michaels today for his birthday today. Absolutely, yeah. 75, man. 75, Lee Michaels is amazing. Forever young, very youthful. Let's see. Barbara Jean has some hearts up there. Yeah, thank you. So again, as we congregate here on a Friday, same routine, free your mind. We're back to Free Your Mind Fridays. Phone number 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106. You can also catch me on the gram. I am the base. And if you also dare be so bolder is to ask for the link, and then I'll make sure you get that. And of course, you got the YouTube channel, the Chris Base channel, all one word, period. And the channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you share. Share that bad boy. It was Barbara Jean, he's 5 years older than me. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Dinner menu. Okay, thank you. Okay, Chef Ann and her brother Mark. Dinner menu. Mark is cooking tonight fried battered perch, homemade mashed potatoes with a pineapple side salad. Drink homemade lemonade punch. Again, for the cheap seats. So Mark is cooking, that's her brother. Fried battered perch, homemade mashed potatoes with a pineapple side salad. The drink is homemade lemonade punch. Oh man, see. No matter what time I'm moving, the Ingrams get down. They surely do when it comes to food. So thank you so much for now the dinner menu for BaseLine. I really appreciate that more than you know. And again, shout out to Pastor Donovan Price and George L. Cook for making the move with me to Fridays. Well, I said before when I was doing the announcement, sometimes you get to work with people's schedules, obviously, if they have time to be a part of it. And just the fact that the brothers are still collaborating to give you great content on this program, both of them are just, I think, dynamic what they do. And just the fact that they're still on board to be on this program to give you that, more than my honor to be a part of that. I'm glad they're on board. Okay, so it's been a hell of a week. Wednesday, we had my Uncle Robert's memorial at Apostolic Church. They're on 63rd in Dorchester. Dr. Robert Dean Brazil. We had that, and it was it hurts like anything else. Let's see. What you saying? Oh, it is. Okay, it's tomorrow. Yeah, I see where I got the picture up there. I believe your graduation picture from high school. So your 40th reunion is tomorrow. All right. Good luck with that. See some old faces and new spaces. Yes. I was saying about my Uncle Robert. So we had the memorial service. It was raining when we got there because it was a 10:30 visitation, and so my uncle wanted to be cremated, so there was no body to see, but just to get everybody there, and the service started at 11 a.m. And it was a beautiful service. My uncle was and forever will be a Kappa, so the Kappas came out. Um, Only that, his son, my cousin Alan, is a Kappa, and then my cousin, older cousin Craig, also a Kappa. Craig Bowman. Barbara Jean may be familiar with that last name of Bowman. And even when we had to speak, so I was asked to speak along with some friends and family, and Craig even said that I patterned my life after my Uncle Robert. And it was once again a wonderful service. I made a speech, and I told the story when I was working at WLSAM here in Chicago, and I was working with, the great mentor friend Ty Wansley, and we were going over stories of the day, and we come across a story that my uncle was in. My Uncle Robert was in the Chicago Tribune, and so we went over that story. And so I said, "Cool, we're going to have him on the show." So I was already booking him, me and my uncle, and so Ty was like, "That's your uncle?" I said, "Yeah, I already talked to him already. Gonna have him on the show." So Ty was on Monday through Fridays from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. So we had Uncle Robert on in the first hour. So if the memory serves me right, I think the article dealt with uh, improper treatment and unfairness when it came to people of color in the educational field. I think it has something to do with that. And so when my Uncle Robert was on, Dr. Robert Dean Brazil, I heard a side of him I never heard before. Because usually my uncle was always calm, cool, collected. He was that guy. But he was hot. He was hot, hot. I mean, I felt like he needed a jacket or a coat to put over uh, during that time. How James Brown gets down and he puts no, but it felt like he needed a coat to put over his shoulders. I felt like I wanted to be Flavor Flav because he was Chuck D that night. He was naming names and giving people the business. He did not play. Um, it was an amazing. He was an amazing guest. And someone like Ty loved that because when doing the commercial breaks, hey, your uncle's hot. And he was. So he had him on for the hour. Ty is thanking him, Mr. Dr. Robert Dean Brazil, thank you for being on. We'll come back anytime if we invite you. He said, sure. And we had to break for top of the hour news. So when I called Uncle Robert back during the news, he picks the phone up. And another thing, he had to calm down. So Uncle Robert, no, it's me. I'm just calling you back to let you know I appreciate you being on the show. Oh, okay. Then he calmed down. Oh, man. And that's one of my best recollections of my uncle because, once again, I never heard that side of him before. Very strong, very militant, and because of his education, we come from an educational family. And to hear that passionate side of him was definitely amazing. When I cut and paste the information about Uncle Robert's service, a couple of people reached out to me. I mentioned before, but I mentioned again. So one person I know went to Sullivan when he was a principal, and she said he helped her out tremendously. It's a small world. And then CBS 2 Chicago news anchor Jim Williams, who's a friend of the show, I've had him on many times in this version of BaseLine. He said he knew Uncle Robert because they lived as neighbors. So my guess is probably in Hyde Park during that time, but he said he was always a gentleman. I said, you just never know. You just never know. Let's see. End of the time, so keeping you and Alan and your families in strength and healing peace. Thank you so much. Yes, I knew James Bowman. Also, Patrice was a co-worker back in the day. See, once again, Barbara Jean knows everybody, knows my family and everything else. And I appreciate that. That's nice. Because again, looking at my cousin Craig, told you that's Uncle James's son, for him to have the great words about my uncle and wanting to pattern his life after that, that's pretty deep. Let's see here. Hello, Sick. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. How you doing, Sick Dicky? Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for making the shift with me. Thanks to you all for taking the ride. I don't know everybody. LOL. You know enough, Barbara Jean. You know what I'm saying. You know enough people. Don't get don't get modest with us. You know enough. You know enough people. And so we had a private dinner after the ceremony, after the memorial. And then I looked at everybody around the table, my family and everything else, and I'll take the hit from my perspective. I don't want to ever blame anybody else, but I know that I could be more closer to my family. And for some reason, over the years, it just has not been that way. Social media only do so much, and obviously, all of us have relied on social media, but we lack the human touch. We keep in contact with people, see what they do on social media, and they're doing this, that, and the third, but to actually be in their presence to talk to them. Me personally, I have to get better at that. I really do. I felt ashamed. I felt very sad. And not only that, when we were back at the church, I broke down. I was doing pretty good, but I broke down in tears because my mom had mentioned about this time. 'Cause once again, this is her baby brother who passed away. My Uncle Robert was 85, 86, and my mom is 89. She's the middle child. And told the story of how she saved her brother's life. So, yeah, it was, it was a little funny moment. The person who was moving the service along, she told everybody that everybody needs 2 minutes in time to talk. And my mom stood up and had the microphone. This is my brother. I'm going to need more than 2 minutes to talk. Which she did and was given the opportunity, and nobody tried to, because I would dare somebody try to say, because they had a little thing like, remember, was it Showtime at the Apollo Showtime? And so you have Sandman Sins, Dance You Off, or the Oscars where they played the Get Off the Stage music. They were talking about like playing this organ, get off the mic. I dare somebody, but nobody did. They were very respectable, and then went from there. And it dawned on me, looking at my mom speak, and just kicked in again that she is the last of her family. Out of her siblings, starting in order, my Uncle James. Let's see. I'm going to get this back up real quick. Thank you. So my Uncle James, my Aunt Lillian, then Mom, Uncle Robert, and then my Auntie Lane. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of rough. Well, when you say Barbara Jean, I've been blocking family members left and right. Now, I understand. Barbara Jean, don't blame Miss B. Oh, absolutely. No, we're not going to get in the way of that. You don't want that at all. As Mom said, you don't want the 35th Street to come back out of her. For someone, of course, who was into education, a principal there, just like my uncle was and everything else. So, yeah, you don't want that side to come out. But it really was a wonderful service. So I thank everybody who attended, who said what they said. The Catholics represented in full stride. Nice musical selections, words from the Bible that we were given to say. And then I told my story about Uncle Robert and the radio station. Yeah, just well respected. It was very nice. So the routine, like I said before, has not changed. 312-597-2106 for you to call in. Be so bold. And I know we're back here on a different day and, went back to Fridays, but yeah, let's get some growth. Let's have some people, if you haven't done it before, do it. Dare yourself to be different. Dare yourself to cross that line. It is okay. I will not let anything happen to you. Call me up. I'm trying, once again, as I said before, expanding the show to hear your voice or to ask for the link and stuff like that. So, it's all entirely up to you. But I would like for you to, to take a chance on that. Absolutely. Instagram, I am the Base. And of course, the YouTube channel, the Chris Base channel, all one word. With a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Let's see here. Also want to thank the people online on social media that have been very nice when I mentioned about returning to Fridays at 4 p.m. Central. Been very kind indeed, very receptive. Let's see. Let's see here. Well, billionaire Tesla CEO Elon Musk is leaving the Trump administration after leading a tumultuous efficiency drive during which he upended several federal agencies, but ultimately failed to deliver the generational savings he had sought. His offboarding will begin tonight, a White House official told Reuters late Wednesday, confirming Musk's departure from the government. Musk earlier on Wednesday took to his social media platform X to thank President Donald Trump as his time as a special government employee with the Department of Government Efficiency draws to an end. Yeah, well, you know it wasn't going to last long anyway. His departure was quick and unceremonious. He did not have a formal conversation with Trump before announcing his exit, according to a source with knowledge of the matter, who added that his departure was decided at a senior staff level. While the precise circumstances of his exit were not immediately clear, he leaves a day after criticizing Trump's marquee tax bill, calling it too expensive and a measure that would undermine his work with the U.S. DOGE service. Some senior White House officials, including Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, were particularly irked by those comments, and the White House was forced to call Republican senators to reiterate Trump's support for the package, a source familiar with the matter said. While Musk remains close to the president, his exit comes after a gradual but steady slide in standing. After Trump's inauguration, the billionaire quickly emerged as a powerful force in Trump's orbit, hyper visible, unapologetically brash, and unfettered by traditional norms. At the Conservative Political Action Conference in February, he brandished a red metallic chainsaw to wild cheers. "This is the chainsaw of bureaucracy," he declared. On the campaign trail, Musk said Doge would be able to cut at least $2 trillion in federal spending. Doge currently estimates its worth have saved $175 billion so far. Musk did not hide his uh, federal workforce. He predicted that revoking the COVID era privilege was telework would trigger a wave of voluntary determinations that we welcome, quote unquote. Okay. Well, first of all, you and I both know that it's not going to last too long for Trump and Musk. The egos are too big, and the egos were going to clash anyway. Let's go with the theory that Elon Musk was able to get Donald Trump back in office. Let's go with that theory. Because as before, I've been covering politics all my life. I've never seen anything like that wave-wise in my life. You know, you see blue states and red states and everything else, but the majority was red, which I could not fathom when I was watching it in real time. So let's say that, Elon had a lot to do with that and staged the event for Trump to be back in the White House. Well, see, now you owe him. Now I scratch your back, your orange ass back, now I got to scratch mine. And that's what he did. Because think about it. That whole thing was just goddamn ridiculous. To see, Trump just sitting there, and here's a civilian holding court in the White House. Like he's really the president, going back to Musk. And maybe he is. Bringing his son, Elon Musk's son, and I guess his 4-year-old son was saying to Trump, "You're not the real president," or something along those lines. "You're not the real fucking president." Something along because they caught him mouthing that to Trump, a 4-year-old. So it's not like the 4-year-old got it on his own. I just heard it from his pappy or somebody in the Musk household. And it's just sad. And again, it just keeps going and going and going and going. It doesn't make any sense to what we're witnessing and what's unfolding. It's it hurts. And I really believe that it's only going to get worse than what we are now. And the fact, again, we mentioned before here on Baseline that he continues, meaning Trump, to dominate the news cycle. All these stories I have written down here are about Trump. Absolutely amazing. Jeez. Also want to welcome in Real Wise Radio. Sorry I'm late. I have some connectability problems, but I think I got it done now. So my man Wise All, thank you again for being a part of the switch as we're doing Fridays now. So once again, thank you, and thank everybody again for being part of the ride. So again, the domination of Trump in the news cycle again is just him and his ego. Literally, it's every I would say every 15 minutes. Let's go to the phones. Hello, you're on Baseline. Who's this?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, who's this?
Lorenzo, man.
I'm sorry. You got to turn your radio down. I can't hear you. I have to turn your monitor down. I can't hear you.
Hello, Chris.
Now, who is this?
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. Oh,
Lorenzo Clemens.
How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing all right, man. I like the new look, brother.
Oh, thank you. I know it's been a minute. I know I haven't talked to you in a while, so how's everything in your world?
Everything's good, man. I can't complain. The doctor's doing good, and her and the wife are in the Bahamas at the Delta Health Convention, so they're just having a good time.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear your voice, man. Good to hear your
man,
voice.
It's always good. Hey, I missed you a couple of Saturdays, man. You were getting up too early for me.
It was too early for me too. I mean, as I told the people before, and I made the announcement earlier in the week, and I shared this. It was hard for me to unask myself from the bed, and the bed was looking too good, Doc. So being back on Friday afternoons is a welcome change.
Yeah, well, I rolled over a couple of times, and I'm like, I'm gonna call my brother Chris with his 3 exclamation points. I said, but then my body said, hell no, you love it, but roll back over. just roll back over and get some more sleep.
Dude, I don't blame you. Like I told people before, like when I was doing Saturday mornings, if I wasn't doing the show, I would be asleep. So
well, I'll be checking in. I'm not gonna monopolize your time, brother, but I'm proud of you. Keep being who you are. You know I love you, man, and you're doing wonders for us all, brother. Oh. And as we keep on moving, just to keep on lifting up our brothers because we need it. Our young men need to see an image of us getting along and complimenting each other without retribution, without vitriol, and without hate. So I love you, man, and keep doing what you're doing. I'll be listening in.
Oh, well, thank you, bro. I love you more. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, Lorenzo.
Right, take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. I've had Lorenzo on the show a few times and recognize the number, but Lorenzo is a great, solid brother. He's right about uplifting ourselves. Absolutely right. Let's see. Wait. Get this down real quick. Hold on. There you go. We need that more than ever to uplift ourselves, to make sure that we are good. It's not good days for us. And it's what we make of it. It's how we comport ourselves. It's how we love on each other. I highly recommend that. Absolutely. Let's see here. So yeah, thank you, Lorenzo, for calling. I appreciate that. More than you know, Doc. So let's see here. Let's see where we at. That was an interesting story. So Hoda Kotb will return to her former co-anchor, Gina Bush Hager, on Wednesday, May 28th. The episode Today with Jenna and Friends, stepping back to her former seat. On Tuesday, Bush Hager, 43, announced that Kotb 60 will be her surprise guest co-host for Wednesday after previously teasing that the guest was a former basketball star turned best-selling author. Okay. For one day only, Hoda Kotb is back, Bush Hager declared, knowing that Kotb is returning as today as she is and announcing her new project. See, that's pretty cool. We feel so excited. I was texting her at 5:30 this morning, as one does, Bush Hager gushed. I cannot wait. The appearance will mark Kotb's first time officially returning to the program in person since she exited the show today with Hoda and Jenna in January. Earlier earlier on the day, Wednesday, Kotb will appear in the first 2 hours of the Today Show to discuss her new project with former co-workers Savannah Guthrie, Al Roker, Craig Melvin, and more. And that was on Wednesday. I'll tell you something. I'm all for Hoda doing her thing. But me personally, I would love her to come back. I really would. It's not too many for me genuine personalities on television. Genuine personalities, whether it's radio, podcasting, TV, the like. I like her spirit. I like what she contributes. It would be nice if she came back periodically. Let's see. Was it Lorenzo? This is the gentleman I was just talking to just now. Glad to have checked in. Keep shining, base. You keep shining more, Doc. Thank you, Lorenzo. Absolutely. Yeah, I reach out to you, Lorenzo. I'd like to do some projects with you, helping our brothers and sisters. If you have some ideas or maybe do something like that, maybe I can come on board and help out. I would love to. I'd love to make time out for that. As I said before about genuine personalities, there's not too many genuine personalities out there. Don't get me wrong; it depends on what you like, what you see on TV. Me personally, it's a hit or miss. I used to love late night TV. I'm not anti the shows on now because I happen to get a kick out of Stephen Colbert on CBS and Jimmy Kimmel on ABC. I'm not really. I don't like Jimmy Fallon on NBC. I don't really care about it. A little bit too silly for me. That's me. And I'll watch it every now and again, but not like I used to. Used to love late night. Late night TV was the shit. I mean, for me, I was a creature of late night. Used to love it. My heart's still there. Once again, I support Stephen Colbert and Kimmel, but that's about it. It really is about it. Hey, what's up, Jed? He said, I know I'm late, but I do appreciate the new timeline. Watch the Trump/Musk cluster F today and wondering about safety of unqualified drug addicts making our decisions. Thank you, Jed, because Jed was on the West Coast there, and I'm glad that we're communicating in real time. Love, Jed. I love you all, too. Thank you so much again for being a part of the switch. Excuse me, Jed just typed. What we're seeing again is an unraveling of our government, unraveling right in front of our eyes. And that's not always good to see our liberties, what we have in stake, 401k plans, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, just completely eradicated or having the steps to be eradicated. And again, as he typed about having these people who have no business being anywhere near the government, what they're doing and what their leader in 47 is just getting a check, and that's it. They have no idea what they're doing, none, because that's what Trump wanted. He wanted yes people. He didn't want people to challenge him or tell him he's wrong. Oh man, tell 47 he's wrong, he'll blow a gasket. He probably already has. So put all these dumbass yes people in front of you Let them do your bidding. And again, destroy the government. Now, the government we have is not perfect, but it's the government nonetheless. It belongs to us, last I checked. But there was an issue with the government way before Trump came along. So let's not get it twisted. You got politicians in various people's hip pocket. That's what the government has become, big business to certain people, lobbyists, the whole nine. But to again go after things that I believe are sacred, they don't care, nor will they. It's a damnness of shame. Let's see here. Charles Rangel, former congressman, was from Harlem, who was a founding member of the Congressional Black Caucus and a lone surviving member of the Gang of Four, has died. He was 94 years old. Rangel was elected to the House of Representatives in 1971 after defeating Reverend Adam Clayton Powell Jr. He served in Congress for 46 years, becoming chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee in 2007. Rangel represented what is now New York's 13th congressional district and was a veteran who served in the Korean War, where he was awarded the Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. City College of New York put out a statement Monday morning confirming Rangel's death, referring to him as a war hero, history-making congressman, and longtime friend. He served for 23 terms in the House of Representatives and was cited as the most effective lawmaker in Congress, leading all of his colleagues in passing legislation. He was the primary sponsor of President Obama's historic health care reform law, recognized as one of the most hardest working legislators in Congress. He sponsored 40 bills, 40 bills, and resolutions that became law throughout his tenure. The CCNY said Rangel's greatest legislative accomplishments including championing the National Empowerment Zone program, Affordable Health Care Act, Low Income Housing Tax Credit, American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, Earned Income Tax Credit, the EITC, Work Opportunity Tax Credit, Caribbean Basin Initiative, African Growth and Opportunity Act, and the Rangel Amendment, which sounded the death knell for apartheid in South Africa. Even after retiring in 2017, Rangel remained in the political spotlight. He stayed busy with the City College and launched the Charles B. Rangel Infrastructure Workforce Initiative to create jobs, particularly in the Bronx. Man, yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with. Again, our warriors are leaving us. He was definitely that type of politician. I think any politician, no matter what side of the aisle, could look at him, and that should be the antithesis of what a politician should be. Let's see. I was Representative Rangel's airport. Oh, you were? Okay, greeted years ago. And Barbara, you don't know anybody. Of course, look at that. See, you were his greeter at the airport. Rest in peace. If you ever heard Charlie's voice, you knew. Distinctive. Oh, yeah. Indeed. You know me, I love some voice, man. I love voices. But you could definitely tell where he was coming from. Yeah, he was that dude. And people like him, of course, and John Lewis, I go on and on. They were just definitely on a whole different platform, whole different stream of consciousness, because they got shit done. They did. So talking about it, they did it. They really did. Let's see. A standard bearer was Representative Lorenzo Types. Absolutely, yes. It is amazing when you're in the presence of greatness. Like my Uncle Robert, I told you about this memorial this past Wednesday, and people like him and Representative, Rangel, people like that, they got it and knew what to do with it. Shirley Chisholm, I go on and on. Lewis, Dellums, Conyers, Lorenzo Types, absolutely. Dynamic forces. John Lewis, good trouble. I'm on board with that. So when that type of passing happens, we have to, of course, celebrate. Exactly, Lorenzo. Thank you. Yeah, it's you can't even think of a world without them because of what they meant to us. And I got this from, I mentioned before in the show, Jerry the Iceman Butler, who we also lost, unfortunately. Great singer, went into politics here in Chicago. The ability to walk with kings and queens and still have the common touch. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. So rest on, Brother Rangel. Rest on, please, too. So again, you know how this works. You can type into the conversation or call in. Let's see here. Chisholm, Washington, Metcalf. Oh yeah, just names that should be on some sort of Mount Rushmore for us and for others. Yeah, thank you, Lorenzo. That's cool. All right. Representative Mike Flood, Republican out of Nebraska, faced intense questioning from people in a town hall Tuesday at one point, conceding that he did not read a provision in the House's big, beautiful bill before he voted for it, triggering loud responses from the audience. And rightfully so. The town hall was held in a high school in Seward, Nebraska, and a live stream on YouTube by News Channel Nebraska, a media network founded by and owned by Flood. Let's see. As I said before about these town halls that are happening, I love them. I love it tremendously. And when you see all these politicians cut and running because they have no excuse. Now, Flood admitted that he did not read the full bill when an audience member asked him why he voted in favor of a provision that would make it harder for judges to enforce laws, holding parties before them in contempt for defying court orders. Flood, who holds a law degree from the University of Nebraska, said that he did not agree with the provision and that he was unaware of it when he voted in favor of the bill. What a nut. I believe in the rule of law. I take in an oath as an attorney. I take an oath as a state senator. I take an oath as a member of Congress. I support our court system. And I do believe that the federal district courts, when assuming an injunction, should have legal effect. In fact, I believe upon that when the Biden administration was in place, the federal courts did a tremendous amount of good work. The provision, was unknown to me when I voted for the bill. He finished, and crowd yells tremendously, as well they should. What's up, Lydell? Lydell Redmond. What's up, man? Good to see you. How are you feeling? How are you doing today? How's your Friday coming along? At least he's an honest hoe, meaning Representative Flood. At least he's an honest hoe. You had no idea what you were voting for this big, beautiful bill that Trump wanted passed. So you tipped your hand, sir. So if you don't give a damn and you don't know what the hell you're voting for, so your colleagues do the exact same thing. You're lemmings. Spineless, no backbone bastards. Just as long as your leader tell you to do something, your leader, your cult leader, CULT, cult leader. Whatever he tells you to do, you do it. Don't question it. Don't even try to push back on it. Just do it. Like the old Nike slogan, just do it. So again, I can only imagine. I've seen the footage, the video. You're trying to get some straight answers out of someone, which he is not going to do, but gee, come on now. Let's see. Lydell, all is good in the hood, getting ready to see Patty, Gladys, Stephanie, and Shaka Khan at the United Center tonight. Good for you, Doc. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, Patty, Gladys, Stephanie, and Shaka Khan. Yeah, it's going to be nice. So, I figured, I was talking to a friend of mine about this and about how the four ladies are traveling. So when you get to a certain city, who closes out? So my guess would be because Shaka is back in her hometown and she'll close out the show. Back in your hometown. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Says, happy Friday, Mr. Base. A hearty boom shakalaka to you and your spirit. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan McCarthy. How you doing, brother? How's everything? Good to see you. How's everything in your world? Happy Friday to you, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I was wondering about that whole who closes. But my guess would be if somebody's at home, their home state or hometown, obviously they go last. But congratulations, Lydell. Let me know how it turned out. Got them 4 divas. I got to put it back up again. This is for the cheap seats. Man, Patty, Gladys, Stephanie, Shaka Khan. Man, that's a hell of a lineup. Enjoy yourself. Absolutely. Okay, so just a quick review. Everybody out there, or you call in, out of the 4 singers that are up there, which one would you pick? If you had to pick just one. And once again, it's a fantastic lineup of these great singers of, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, Stephanie Mills, and Shaka Khan. If you had to pick one to listen to, who would it be? Let's see. I shall be safe, base man. Talk later. Yeah, enjoy yourself, Lydell. Absolutely. We had time. Give me an update. So again, since Lydell's going to this concert, if you had to pick one singer to check out, who would it be? Let's see. So let's go back to the comment section. Okay, Barbara Jean says Gladys. Okay. Lydell says Patty. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Patty at this point. And the Pips, hands down, Jed types. Gladys Knight. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with either of these people. But yeah, I'll probably go with Patty at this stage in the game. They all can get down now. If I had to pick one myself, I'll go with Patty. Minus the sweet potato pie. Have you tried that Patti LaBelle sweet? I ain't even going near it. I just heard mixed reviews about it, and the mixed reviews have not been swell. Have not been good at all from people that I know and then people I've seen online. It's about a 50-50, but I won't go near it. I'm not really into sweet potato pie anyway, but yeah, hers it seems to be. I don't know. And some people say it was average. They didn't like it, so that's to be expected because, like anything else, it's going to be split down the middle, whether you like it or not. That's to be expected. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the sweet potato pie. Let's see here. The United States will aggressively revoke visas for Chinese students. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced Wednesday in a major escalation of tensions with Beijing, another blow to American higher education institutions. The plan was met with strong opposition from China, which said on Thursday it had logged a formal protest with the United States over what it is calling politically motivated and discriminatory. The revocations will target Chinese students, including those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields, Rubio said. It will also revise visa criteria to enhance scrutiny of all future visa applications from the People's Republic of China and Hong Kong, he said, knowing that the State Department and the Department of Homeland Security will work together on the visa revocations. A surprise announcement risks disrupting ongoing efforts by the U.S. and China to de escalate tensions, coming just weeks after both sides declared a 90-day truce over punishing terrorists on each other's goods, and depends on the spiraling confrontation between Trump and the nation's top universities. Rubio's comments will have followed a series of extraordinary steps by the Trump administration to determine to go after foreign students from studying in the U.S., from ordering embassies to pause new student visa appointments to revoking Harvard University's ability to enroll international students. A federal judge later halted the Harvard ban. What I always tell you, all of this is personal. When someone says to you, don't worry, it's just business, not personal, they're lying. They're flying lying. Look at them take flight. It's always personal. This whole thing with Trump is personal. Like this whole thing with Harvard, going after them and the whole student thing, it's personal. Because he knows he's not as smart as his contemporaries, we'll call them contemporaries. A lot of presidents went to Ivy League schools, including President Obama went to Harvard. Because he can't stand Obama, so anything Obama does, he's going to go after it. He can't stand Obama, can't stand Chicago, the whole nine. So that's what you do. And I look at the story, right, where Trump tried to go to an Ivy League school. His father put him in there, meaning, his daddy. And the the professor said that out of all the students I've had, and paraphrasing the statement, that Trump was the most stupidest student he ever had. All this is personal. Going after CBS, 60 Minutes, the Kamala Harris interview. Going after ABC, George Stephanopoulos. They caved and gave him, meaning Trump, $12.5 million towards his so-called library. He's back on the fake news kick again. So I'm not asking him a legitimate question. He's back on that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself asking a question like that. Fake news. No, you're the fake news. Always been. He's the one that's fake. I remember when my sister lived in Hyde Park, and one of the buildings she was staying at, they had a lot of Chinese students going to the University of, Chicago, and they were being bused back and forth from the place my sister was staying at because that was like their dorm and an apartment residency. I kid you not. University of Chicago bus. You see it in Hyde Park. You see it, of course, at the University of Chicago. We'll pick these students up and drop them off where my sister was staying at. And again, you want to get in the way of somebody's education. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. And again, you have a president who just wants to implement himself into everything. You know, you have former presidents back in the day will be concentrating on the government. You know what I'm saying? That's what their goal was. They weren't trying to be a tyrant or a dictator. Now, he's doing too much, meaning Trump. And we're all paying the price for it. But Melania told, what does it say? Barron didn't even apply there. Sure, kicking exchange students out of Harvard while flying in Afrikaners sick. Yeah, it is sick. It's beyond sick. So when you have that type of dynamic going on with Trump, and once again, everything is personal with him. I mean, who the hell goes after the Kennedy Center? He does. Because he deems himself a star. Once again, a reality president. And we're the ones getting our asses kicked because if someone like him continues on to make it personal for him to be involved in everything and not letting anybody just live. He has had a stranglehold on everything that comes down the pike. And that's beyond a problem, to say the very least. I don't know. You know, it's hard to sit here and report this type of crap, but it's part of my job. I know some of you probably don't want to hear it. Hell, I don't want to hear it. I'm reporting the shit. It'll be completely transparent with you, but it must, because we should not, again, keep our heads in the sand and ignore what's going on around us. I would not let you do that. I wouldn't do it to myself. So just the fact that you're here and you're listening to it and forming your own opinions is what BaseLine is all about. Whatever it is. Entirely up to you. Oh, man. Let me get a beverage real quick. It is good. So, just got to keep our heads above water. Pray if you're a person who believes in religion. It's going to be one. It's, like I said before, we haven't even got to the first year yet. You saw what happened the past 100 days. You're talking about somebody putting their foot in it. I mean, really. It just keeps going on and on. Let's see here. So the Sean Diddy Combs, of course, court continues. Mia, a former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs and friend to Cassie Ventura, who was testifying under a pseudonym, is expected to be back on the stand Monday for more cross-examination. She spoke today about the violence and abuse, verbal, physical, and sexual, she experienced while being employed by the music mogul. Mia is the latest witness to accuse Combs of various forms of abuse during his sex trafficking trial. Ventura, his former girlfriend, gave nearly 20 hours of offering graphic testimony alleging he used violence and blackmail to make her participate in drug-fueled sex parties, as we know now as freak-offs. Combs has pleaded not guilty to federal charges that include racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Today, Trump said he would look at the facts of the case before considering a pardon if the music mogul is convicted. See what I get me again about putting his hand on everything? So, like you, I don't know if you thought about it. I thought it was strange for him not to take the plea deal or the plea bargain. Excuse me. If I didn't know any better, I think that they're just. I mean, Sean's legal team is waiting for the inevitable. The inevitable is that he's going to do time. That's it. That's all. I think they're just using the court system to stall it out, and he eventually would do some time. That's what I really believe. I won't say call it kangaroo court, but it's they're just again waiting for the inevitable that he's going to do time. Serious. So I thought that taking the plea deal, that he would go on to have some sort of life, maybe getting out when he's an old man. I just think it's a stalling tactic. I think they know that goose is cooked. There's just no way in the world. I mean, they're probably building him a new jail to put him under it at this stage of the game. So what do you think about this whole thing with Sean Combs and the trial so far? Day 13 of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Day 13. So, yeah, it's just going to get worse. And again, going back to this lady named Mia, again, nearly 20 hours of often graphic testimony. Then they had to relive that. You know what I'm saying? They have to go through that in their minds and back to the forefront, just trying to move forward with their lives. I saw a viral video of I go back exactly where the newscast was from, but I'll be sure said he'll testify if he's asked to be a part of it against Sean Combs. They got a relationship from the standpoint of having a son and being co-parents and stuff like that. So absolutely amazing. He is the executive director of crisis intervention / victim advocate at Solutions and Resources. He has committed his life to provide immediate comfort, aid, assist families, individuals, and communities in the wake of violence and traumatic events. The man who will never let Chicago down. Please welcome back to BaseLine, Pastor Donovan Price. It's been a minute. How you doing, Pastor?
Hey, good. How are you? I almost forgot.
That's okay. Me too. So, good to see you, man. So how's everything? Give us your update. The floor is yours as always.
The statistics made to date: shot and killed 31, shot and wounded 127, for a total shot of 158, with 36 homicides. This week in progress, there have been 4 shot and killed, shot and wounded 21, total shot 25, with 4 homicides. So that brings the year-to-date total to 136, with 527 shot and wounded, 663 total shot, for total homicides of 160 for the year.
I was watching news, Pastor, and they mentioned about the crime and violence going down in the city, and I know that makes you feel great.
Yeah, it's definitely lower. Definitely, kudos to all those who work hard every day to make sure, to try and get it to go down. In particular, of course, Superintendent Snelling. But yeah, it's good to have a couple of nights of sleep.
Oh man, what's that like? I can only imagine. Just all of a sudden you get some sleep. Some, like they would say back in the day, if you get 8 hours, you get you a straight 8 if you're lucky.
Yeah, I had I wasn't used to getting into bed, so a couple of nights I slept in the tub,
Mm.
just out of out of bad habit. Didn't know how to do it. Didn't know how to do it correctly. But
Right.
no, it's good to have a little break. But it's still out there, and I'm
Yes.
still out there.
I caught you on social media. You mentioned about doing jury duty.
Man, I don't want to talk about it. man, I don't want to talk about it. My civic duty.
Yes.
Civic duty, as they constantly remind you when you're down there.
Yeah, you doing your civic duty every goddamn day. No offense. I mean, that's your civic duty.
Right. It's I made sure I earned all $35.
That's right. You get something to eat with that, some pancakes or a burger or something like that.
I had some Harold's. Yeah.
There you go.
I had to come out of my pocket for the Harold's in order to get mild sauce on it. It wasn't enough to get chicken and sauce.
I hear you. Now, which Harold's do you go to?
There's one that's on 87th and the Dan Ryan. It's part of a gas station.
Yeah.
There. That's my spot.
And speaking of the area, so every Memorial Day you begin having your get together, 87th and Dan Ryan. So that began on Memorial Day. So that's when it usually starts. How did it start off? How was it?
It starts actually the week after Memorial Day.
Oh, the week after. Okay, got it.
And so it starts this coming Monday.
Got it.
And we just had to see how it goes. But it's okay because I'm willing to stand out there in the parking lot by myself if I have to.
Now, how did you get this idea? For people know that when you started this, how many years has it been?
This is my 6th year. Started, I just God just gave me, since they had Sunday service, I will have Monday service. Right. And we have it in that parking lot. A lot has gone on with that parking lot.
Yes.
When they had all the card clubs would gather there and have parties and drag races and then when the looting occurred during the George Floyd unrest, then all those stores there got looted, which were the stores where I shop. It's my jewels and everything because I live a few blocks away.
Yeah.
So that parking lot is well known. So if everybody can come there to party, I'm gonna come there to party too. Party in the name of the Lord. Party in prayer for this city.
That's right. Hey man, there's nothing wrong with that. Amber says good evening to you, Pastor Price.
Good evening.
Yeah, good to see you facing the place. Also give you some props. There was a story that CBS 2 News Chicago did about you. That was a good piece and about the city in general, things of that nature. And again, good to get your notoriety because people need to know what you are doing.
Absolutely. So that they can, everybody has a part to play. And so I try to make, what I'm doing, make people aware of what I'm doing, when I'm doing it. So that, if nothing else, they could, pray along or, have some empathy or something, participate in their own way, at their own level.
Well, it makes sense. You want to be a part of something. Excuse me. I think that some people just want to ignore it. They don't want to be a part of it for some reason. But I think, again, if you just find a way to, in essence, if the person in themselves realize that there's always strength in numbers. And it's always nice to see people. I remember one year you was doing that and you had some people come out and I think we put on social media that some person had a guitar and was singing songs and things like that. I mean, again, that's just, and as the Bible said, you could help me on this one, that, wherever people congregate about God, you're in church.
Yeah, that's a Chris Bass remix of the Bible.
Yes.
Yeah. With two or more gathered in his name, then he will be present.
That's right.
That's another way. It's a hood way of saying it.
That's right. Yeah. And it's always good. I mean, again, when you look at the positives that happens when you're doing your type of work, and people want to get on board from the standpoint of support, is concerned, I believe, like anything else, you don't feel as alone.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You believe it or not, if enough folks are praying in a certain direction, and you're part of that direction, you can feel it, and it helps. The support of folks, because it is a very interesting space to operate in.
I catch again some of your comments on social media. What was the hardest? I know it's hard in general, but what was the hardest thing you had to deal with this week?
This week it was I had there was a young lady who slit the wrist of her 3 children, and on many levels that was shocking, of course, to when I first got the alert, and I couldn't believe. I was hoping that it was not for real, but then it became obvious for real, because it gave me a play-by-play of everything that was going on.
Right.
And then just the more things that came out about that were very troublesome as well, and hopefully she'll get some help. The children are physically healing, doing okay. They were in serious condition, so I'm sure that's been upgraded by now. And then the following morning, I had a funeral for a 15-year-old high school sophomore who was shot and killed, and so having those back to back was quite a thing. But it's you have those weeks.
It's something like that, like anything else, Pastor. You can't even wrap your mind around. I'm listening to the news, WBBM news radio, and I heard that story. I'm like, you can't even. It's like something horrific. It's something that somebody would write as a horror movie or something like that. You can't even compare that to real life.
Well, sometimes it's as if the evil, the bad in this world try to top itself.
Yeah.
And this was one of those moments.
I understand completely. So on some other notes, like you said before, so you begin your gatherings next Monday.
Yeah.
And looking forward to that as well. Now, let me get this straight. So you mentioned about the Harold's by the gas station. Isn't there a Harold's on the other side?
On the other
Harold's building? Yeah.
Yeah. They built a building in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that, I've been there, but I'm the type of person that sticks with, my chicken is good, my sauce is plenty.
Right.
The chicken is good, the sauce is plentiful.
Yes.
The sauce is flowing freely, and so I stick with it. I'm not. Some folks will be like, "No, I got to go to that Harold's on the corner, 76 and Racine." But I think it's just as good.
Yeah, back in the day, I'd be with the guys and the fellas and everything else. The original one in Hyde Park, the original, that was the spot. I used to get a kick out of when I was dating my girlfriend Vicky before we got married, and we would be in line. Now, mind you, I'm from the South Side, like in South Shore, so I would go back, travel between South Shore and Hyde Park, and we would be in the Hyde Park Harold's, and this was not racist, but to hear white people order Harold's, I used to get a kick out of. Sir, may I help you? Yeah, let me get 6 wings, fried hard with mild sauce and hot sauce and ketchup. Like, okay, you know what you're doing. Yeah, you just can't go up to an establishment like Harold's and just twiddle your thumbs. You got to know what you want.
Yeah. I always get that because I go to Lim's, and Lim's always has a line around.
Yeah.
And there'd be some white people in there that read about, because Lim's is nationally.
Oh yeah.
National known, and it'll be some white people, in line. Are they really good? What do you usually get? Quiche, nigga, get out of line.
I forgot this one guy's name. I was seeing him on social media. He was going around the Chicago places. He had the side Negro with him to guide him, and they were like, they went to Limbs,
right?
And it was like they got the let's see, they got the hot links, the rib tips, and something else.
Yes,
and so they were, huh?
It's a combo, yeah.
Right. And so they had a bucket and everything else. So they went on to the side of where they were parked on the car and eating this stuff. And I remember the guy who was I guess he obviously, he's from out of town, and was like, "Oh, look at the beautiful bark on these rib tips." I'm like, "Bark?" I'm like,
They get into it. They get into it. The coating and the color and the marbling.
Marbling. Hey, I'm sorry. We just eat it. I'm sorry. We don't go through
right. Let me go somewhere to a barbecue and hear one of the brothers make a comment on the marbling. Oh, it's beautiful. The fat to lean ratio, it's absolutely astonishing.
Man, when I was producing back at WLS Radio here in Chicago, I used to produce for Catherine Johns, and Catherine used to be on from 6 to 10, and so it was like right now, like a Friday, and she was taking calls, and this one lady called up, like from Bolingbrook or something like that. Yes, I want to tell Catherine about this new thing that I discovered called rib tips.
Right.
And I went to the bowling alley, and you get these they take tiny bite-sized morsels, and it has barbecue sauce on it, and French fries, bread, and coleslaw. And this is new, right? It's brand new. I got at the bowling alley. It's brand new. So I'm like, okay, turn your radio down and put it on hold. So then Catherine got to the call. Yes, Catherine, I went to the bowling alley last week and discovered this new thing called rib tips. They take the ribs, they chop them up into bite-sized morsels, and it's delicious. Bite-sized morsels, like like it's a cookie or something like that.
Right.
so Catherine's like, look, whatever her name was, Stephanie, I'm white and I know rib tips. You know what I'm saying? I know what rib tips are, right?
Absolutely. But if you go to some other cities, they don't have them. I heard Texas did not have rib tips. It has lots of barbecue, but no rib tips.
See?
But we're black folks we have a thing with our barbecue. Barbecue is a thing.
Yes, it is.
Like when I heard folks calling it grilling, I was offended.
I know, right?
You're like, grilling? What's that? You mean barbecuing?
We queuing. We BQ.
Right. So I went to one of my lodge brothers' house the other weekend. His girlfriend had made the sauce. She had a big pot and
oh man,
and all that to cut up tomatoes, and had done all kinds of stuff and lemons in it. It was good. It was good sauce.
See, you gotta come correct, because if you don't, you'll get your ass kicked verbally and probably physically if you're not careful. Like you said before, barbecue has always been a thing. And I know over the years, obviously, people gravitate towards a lot of different barbecue sauces. Like you said before, either they make it. Sweet Baby Ray's is a very popular one that people gravitate towards. Back in the day, it was open pit.
Open pit and mumbo.
Yeah, open pit and mumbo. You're right. Those two, yes.
Now, when I tell folks about mumbo sauce, they're like, "What?"
Oh yes. Yeah. My daddy had that little mop. With the handle, and just dip in there, just mop the meat and everything else, and let it continue to sizzle on the grill. Oh my God, that was lights out.
Yeah, absolutely. And now open pit got like 12 flavors.
I know, right? You ever see what's his name, Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson advertising their new barbecue sauce now, sweet and hot, whatever they call it. So wasn't for Arby's. They advertising for that on their commercials. We say Jed arguing over the nomenclature of rib tips and burnt ends. Dig into it, Becky. Yes. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Tiny bite-sized morsels. Yes.
Right. Absolutely. Like they come in a bag.
Oh yeah. You get your 10 bag of rib tips
made from midget pigs.
They're very small in stature, but they gave their life to a good cause.
Right. They may be small in stature, but big in taste.
Big in taste, that's right. So you want to get your rib tip on, come to the mini pig.
Right.
Oh man. One day I had to jot this down. Just go over favorite foods in Chicago, man, because since I've been here all my life, and I know people worked in radio, for example, that had moved to different cities, they said that no matter where they move to, this city is, I mean, the place for all types of different foods.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We got everything, we got the taco trucks and the taco things all the way to, the big, the big pizza fight.
Yep.
That's always going to be a big thing there. But was it Giordano's or Gino's or
right. Italian Fiesta?
Well, Italian Fiesta only comes into picture in certain ethnic.
Right.
It's Lou Malnati's or Giordano's
right.
with the general populace. But if you want grease content, then that's when you get an Italian Fiesta.
That's right. You really want real pizza? Yeah, real thin crust pizza. Yeah, you go to Italian Fiesta. I don't know, back in the day when I went with my family, so my mom and dad would take my sister and me to Home Run and Pizza over on West 31st Street.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, they had this thing called par bake. So we would eat there and take a couple of pizzas home with us, and they par bake it, they half bake it at the pizzeria.
Oh, wow.
Then you went back home and baked the rest of it.
Oh, wow.
They gave you a card to give you instructions on it. So you bake it like $3.50 for the next 25 minutes or so, and came out perfect.
Wow.
Man, that was dynamic.
McDonald's has frozen. I don't know if they totally bake them how it goes, but they have them in the stuffed pizzas in the icebox there. You can get them, and I think I did it once or twice, and it came out incredible. Giordano's is my favorite.
Oh, always will be. Yeah, I remember one time when I got to Kenwood Academy, and also my cousin was there, my cousin Alan. So it was like, we go off campus for lunch. So we went to we went to Giordano's at Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, we were broke.
Right. That's cool.
I mean, we had no money. We were back in the cafeteria again by Wednesday. So so we tried.
Yeah. I lived near Giordano's there in Hyde Park for a little while, and by the time we moved, I was on first name basis with the manager.
Oh yeah,
everything. I didn't even have to pay all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's righteous, man. You might come on and talk about food one day and get the audience's participation on the whole thing. Because Giordano's really has always been my personal favorite. Me personally, it's the go-to. It's the cheese and everything else, and great cheese pull. Now, once again, go back to people check it out. Oh, what a wonderful cheese pull! I'm like, we just did it. We didn't have no name for it.
A cheese pull. Right. You gotta have a name for everything. What's the name of that? Right? I don't know. Just shake your butt.
But we just ate it. All this technical stuff. So, I mean, God bless their ministries, but God damn it, just eat the damn thing.
Absolutely, just eat. Yeah.
Oh man. Go ahead.
You should have heard me in court today explaining why I wouldn't be a good juror. That's pretty technical.
Too bad you couldn't video it. I know you couldn't video stuff like that, but too bad.
At that point, put it this way.
Yeah.
The judge asked each person like 10 questions.
Okay.
Every person, same 10 questions, blah, 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 blah,
right.
blah. I only was asked about 4 questions. The last question says she never got to me. She folded a little paper and said, "Oh, next juror 104 over."
Oh, help. Man, I'm telling you, they'll put you through it. Pastor Donovan Price, thank you for all that you do and making the move with me back to Fridays at 4:00. It means a lot. More information about you, Pastor, where can people find you at, sir?
I'm now fully on social media, Facebook, very active there, very active on Twitter, still, or on solutionsandresources.org, or anywhere I'm invited. Or, at the Shell gas station, Arrows on 87th, wherever. Or Mondays at 7:00 on 87th and the Dan Ryan. Come
now, what do you usually order from Harold's?
I get a whatever wings or a 5-piece mixed.
Okay.
with hot sauce, ketchup, black pepper, and lemon pepper. Believe it or not, I don't get mild sauce on my chicken.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I got a hot sauce, ketchup, black pepper, and lemon pepper blend. It's exclusive. Ask for the Pastor Price when you
Pastor Price special.
They look at you like you're a damn fool. Then don't worry about it. You know you
just do it anyway, right? Just do it anyway to see what happens. Right? Oh man, Pastor Price, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thank you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you, God bless you. Pastor Donovan Price joins us every Friday in the second hour right here on BaseLine. Good to have him back. It's good to be back. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna talk about food, Doc. We know what the hell we talk about food on this program anyway. We know we're fat asses. So yeah, we talk about food and everything else. So you know what? Because I haven't eaten today. It dawned on me that I'm not eating anything. I've been drinking water. I've been drinking this stuff. Try to keep hydrated, but not having any food. So I have to get something to eat. Obviously, after this show is over with. Traditionally, I don't eat before I go on the air, before I do this. I've been doing it all my life, or all my professional life. I remember usually I would try to get something to eat, and then I had that heavy feeling, when you're full. And I felt I was slowing down doing this. So I figured, okay, I'll keep it light, just get some water, some tea, or something like that, or like the beverage, and then keep that going. Every now and again, I may feel like I'm a little lightheaded and get a little something to eat, but not a lot. And take it from there. Well, all right, we're approaching the last half hour of this excursion of being in the air. Of course, your conversations fuel the program, BaseLine, Free Your Mind Friday. Call in at 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106. YouTube, the Chris Base channel, all one void. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. On Instagram, I am the Base. Or you be so bold, ask for the show link. You saw that, of course, but a pastor always uses when he comes on board. You can have the same link. I'll put the link in the comment section and then go from there. So, for example, not calling him out, but if Sick Diggy was to ask for the link, I give it to him. But I get kind of ingrained into your skulls that the link is not just for Sick Diggy. It's not. I know some people may think that way, but no, it's not. Let's see. Loretta Swit, the actress and animal activist, forever known as a pioneering person when she played the role of disciplined Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on the acclaimed CBS sitcom MASH, has died. She was 87 years old. According to police reports, Swit died just after midnight Friday of suspected natural causes at her home in New York City, her publicist Harlan Bowl announced. Swit won 2 Emmys for her portrayal of the Army nurse. She was nominated 10 times. Every year, the show was on the air except the first, and appeared on 240 of the series' 251 episodes during a sensational 11-season run. Adapting the character from Sally Kellerman's film portrayal in the lusty powerhouse, Swit was only one of 2 actors, along with Alan Alda as Hawkeye Pierce, to have a role in both the pilot and the final series finale of MASH. That finale, which aired February 28, 1983, attracted a record of nearly 106 million viewers, and a 35-second kiss between Swit and Alda during that episode has been called the most expensive in television history, based on the length and the ad revenue per minute. As a tough, by-the-book Major, Swit Houlihan was a rare, strong woman on television. She was unique at the time, and in her time, which was the 1950s, when the Korean War was happening, Swit said in a 2004 discussion for the TV Academy Foundation website, interviews, oral history of television. And she became even more unique, I think. She said, because we allow her to continue to grow. We watch her evolve. I don't think that's ever been done in quite that way. Let's see. Bolstered by her MASH fame, Swift performed in a number of movies, including Freebie and the Bean, Race with the Devil, and Boardheads. She also was hilarious as Polly Reed, a Sue Mengers type agent in the Blake Edwards satire of Hollywood SOB that was in 1981. Swift starred alongside Tyne Daly, 1981 pilot for Cagney and Lacey, but because of contractual obligations to MASH, she could not continue with the cop series and was picked up by CBS a year later after Meg Foster played Cagney in the 6th episode. First series, Sharon Gless took over the role. Active in the theater, Swift starred as one of the Daffy Pigeon sisters during the LA run of Neil Simon's The Odd Couple, starring Don Rickles and Ernest Borgnine as the ill-matched roommates. I would love to see that. Ernest Borgnine and Don Rickles, geez. In 1967, she starred in a national tour of Any Wednesday with Gardner McKay. 8 years later, she made her Broadway debut, and same time next year opposite Ted Bessel from That Girl TV series. She also played on Broadway in The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Stellar career. I used to watch, and I still watch MASH when I can, and of course the reruns. I did not like her character at all. I think she was too rude and too brass. I'm all for women, the roles that we're playing, but it's just got on my nerve. But she's right. The character did evolve. The character did have a heart. And the episodes I've seen that went on and on, I started to have more empathy for Major Margaret Houlihan. A lot of episodes I can't stand her. She gets on my damnedest nerves, and that's the power of the character. But like she said, it started to evolve and started to be different. And again, as you watch it, and she's right. You don't find too many TV series that let the characters evolve. You just kind of like come out the gate of who they are, depending on, well, hell, nowadays, you're not going to have like they had, like 11-year span. That's gone and forgotten. You're looking to get 1 year. We saw what happened on CBS with Papa's House. And that's what I don't like about these TV shows, man. They don't give them enough time. They'll cut them quick. Like, especially if you try to get into a show, it's like, I'm just now liking the show. I'm on it, I DVR'd or I watch it in real time, whatever, but I can't. Why? Because they got rid of it. So the whole thing with television, man, is I don't even know what to call it these days. Once again, thoughts and prayers go out to Lord Swift family and friends and tour de force of an actor, stage and screen. Just magnificent. One of my favorite characters. It took me a while for her to become one of my favorite characters of watching MASH, but she would definitely be missed. Oh man. Oh, so yes, we got, of course, a few moments before we break camp. So anything on your mind, please have at it. Come on through. Don't be shy. You know what this is, like anything else. And let your mind be free. Just that simple. I was thinking about, now that I have the time and space now, to bring back CBI Chris Space interviews on Wednesdays. So that looks doable as well. So there's nothing official yet, just going through the noggin, going through the skull of how would I do it and who would I bring on and guests and things like that. So yeah, it's one of those things where, producing your own show is very easy depending on who you are. But I must admit that having a producer I will put it like this: when I got to Urban Broadcast Media, it was the first time I had a team of producers. It was Rob Lee and LB Sweets, and God bless them. They were dynamic. I used to love working with them, and the first time I ever had a team work with me, because like now I do everything solo, and most of us do a lot of solo stuff, so it's not uncommon, but it was just nice to say that I had a team once upon a time ago, and I didn't take it for granted. I used to love working with them. As a matter of fact, I mentioned this before. On Fridays, we did For Your Mind Friday. They would be on with me, Rob and LB Sweets. It was fun. Let's see. We say Jed, Peter was it Wong from Big Trouble Little China. So many musicians. 2025 is taking too many greats. No, I agree with that, Jed. You're right about that. Yeah, we just have to appreciate them passing our way, and to be reflective and honor that as all that we should. Because again, like like what Jed just mentioned here, and when you look at somebody's body of work, just think about the imprint that they left or the imprint that they were doing in real time. And so now, when that imprint is gone from that person, but the imprint is still here, that goes a long way. It really does. Yeah, I'm looking at his bio too. Yeah, he was Peter. He was 73. Yep, played Rain, one of the three martial arts warlocks in the John Carpenter's 1986 action classic Big Trouble in Little China. Died in his sleep Tuesday night, according to one of his reps. He was 73. Let's see, Wong Peter, Sacramento, California native, began his career as an actor and TV actor in the late 70s, 80s, with stints in shows like The A-Team, Wonder Woman, Little House on the Prairie, Miami Vice, The Greatest American Hero, Cagney and Lacey, just mentioned that earlier, Dynasty, MacGyver, and 227. His most well-known role came in 1986 release of Big Trouble in Little China, which he played Rain, one of three superpower martial arts known as the Three Storms. He starred alongside Kim Cattrall and frequent Carpenter collaborator Kurt Russell. Although the film has since emerged as a cult classic, it was a commercial failure at the time of its release, grossing only $11 million against a budget of roughly 20. Oh man, yeah. Also in 1986, he starred in Never Too Young to Die with John Stamos and Vanity, as well as The Golden Child. I remember that with Eddie Murphy and Charles Dance. Yeah, good for him. He was also just active in Hollywood behind the camera as he was in front of it. He was on the SAG Screen Actors Guild National Board of Directors for more than 10 years and was also a member of AFTRA, that's American Federation of Television Radio Artists, National Board of Directors. He also served on the Television Academy Board of Governors as well as the Actors Branch Executive Committee of the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that's deep. Yeah, every time I go over these, the bios and what they've accomplished was always amazing to me. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Just keep swimming, because that's exactly what they have done and continue to do. And once again, leaving this imprint and body of work is amazing. So, like I said before, I was reflective about that. Very reflective when I was at my Uncle Robert's memorial service this past Wednesday. Same thing. Just looking at my family. I said before, like my cousin Craig said, yeah, families who are cops, doctors, lawyers. Our families are family educators. And again, just my heart broke for my mother, again, just being the last of her family. Being the middle child, and again, changing the trajectory of your brother and sister. It's uncanny to me. Well, it's commonplace, but at the same time, I still marvel at it. That my mom, who became a teacher and a principal, had that much influence on my uncle and aunt that they became teachers themselves. My Uncle Robert, again, my mom was principal of Wendell E. Green Grammar School, and my uncle was principal of Sullivan High School. My Auntie Lane, who was the youngest, got to Northwestern at age 16 and went on to become a teacher herself. She passed away in her early 20s, unfortunately. She passed away in 1970. I want to say 75, 76, along those lines. And yeah. But I did mention when I did speak this maxim that my Auntie Lane had. And it goes like this. It's not the length of time you live, but how well you live that length of time. My Auntie Lane was also my godmother. So it always hits harder. Because I remember my mom told a story. So when I was a baby, I don't know, maybe about 6, 7 months, whatever, and my Aunt Elaine came to visit. And she told my mom, I wonder what Chris will look like when he gets older. He becomes a man. And she was like, girl, you'll be around for that. Don't worry about it. They kind of brushed it off. And never got a chance to see that, Aunt Elaine. So all these gamut of emotions coming through. I'm thinking about Vicky. I'm thinking about, people in my life, family-wise, who have passed over and just passed away. Just it hurts. But as we all know, we got to find a way to keep moving forward. Whatever you believe in, whatever source of a rock that you have, yeah, hold on to that. It will serve you well. Let's see. Todd Chrisley is out of prison and not shying away from the spotlight. Yeah. Today, the Chrisley Knows Best star spoke out during a press conference in his home city of Nashville, Tennessee, and gave a glimpse of what his time behind prison bars looked like. I call it a BOP glow, Chrisley joked about his appearance to Fox News Digital as he referred to the Bureau of Prisons. I'll actually have more access to better products now that I'm out. I had nothing to do other than to read and work out, he remarked. I worked out every morning at 10:45 and to 12 with my buddies there. I read and my walk with Christ became deeper. Oh, okay, throwing the Lord. Faith, family, and fitness were the pillars that carried Chrisley through incarceration, he pointed out. He credited speaking with his children, Savannah, Chase, and Grayson, as a saving grace. He also kept in touch with his wife of 30 years, Julie, through daily emails. It's always amazing with certain people. Not saying it's not possible, but all of a sudden you want to get down with religion. And don't be wrong, some people need that final, hopefully that final blow in your mind to get your mind right, to get you on a good path. And some people do it, and then some people I think just do it just for show. I think it's very dangerous. I love the Lord now, and the Lord loves me. Okay. So again, you're craving for the microphone, going back to Todd Chrisley here. As soon as he was able to talk to Fox News Digital, oh yeah, keep on yapping, keep on yapping. Yeah, but that's what happens. I know, it's tiring to me. But that's what people do. So let's see. We got a few more minutes. Again, you know the routine to come on through to, again, express how you feel about anything. You know how we do this here on Baseline. Oh, man. So let's see. So like I said before, after I get off the air, I get something to eat because I've been eating all day. Not too shabby for a return maiden voyage to the 4 o'clock on Central. And again, thanking everybody coming on board for that. So let's see. Been watching the NBA playoffs. Also, what intrigues me is the Inside the NBA show. So, for those of you who may follow or slightly follow, it's been airing on TNT for years, and then it's going to go over to ESPN, as the articles have said. So that's the team of Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal, which has become the most iconic sports pre and post game show, halftime show ever in any sport. They have won numerous of Emmys. They are the stature. So I'm happy to keep everybody intact. They're moving to a different network. It's still going to be based out of Atlanta, which is great. I have to worry about uprooting them and the staff. And yeah, just working for ESPN. That's all. I wonder how Screaming A. Smith going to feel about that. What do you say, Barbara? I can't stand that family. Well, the Chrisleys, yeah. I mean, who likes them? I got to think about the people who like them. Like, why do you like them? They kind of remind me a little bit. They kind of remind me of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker. Remember them? Tammy Faye unfortunately passed away, but she was ahead of the game with her eyelashes. She was way ahead of the game. You see these, people out here now, the sisters, everybody else. But I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that Tammy Faye Baker, she was on the eyelash kick way before this wave had happened. So yeah, all you women out there that wear these eyelashes like that, thick like that, give a shout out to Tammy Faye Baker. God rest her soul. Remember the heavy makeup and the thick ass eyelashes? There you go. And to start from somewhere. So she started, and I think it just went down popularity wise. All of a sudden, it just had this big boom. But when I saw that with everybody else, I said, yeah, that reminds me of Tammy Faye Baker. So yeah, the Chrisleys kind of had that kind of vibe to me with the whole thing. Jim's still alive. Jim's still preaching. They recognize because he's bald now with a gray goatee and glasses, but he looks nothing like what he used to look like. I hardly recognize him. Those bakers, LOL. See y'all next time. Be well, be safe. Thank you, Barbara Jane. Thank you so much. Same to you. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is. What a sight. Crikey, what a sight. Oh man. So we got about 10 minutes left in the program. You know what to do to be a part. As we about to break company in 10, but it's been hard. It's been very difficult. Thank you for letting me lament about this. It's just it's been one. It's been one, been two, been three, been four. Just keep going and going like the Energizer Bunny. It's like no end in sight. There have been times I just over the week I just collapse in bed and just won't go to sleep. And the one thing about all this stuff that I've been going through, at least to go to sleep, has been no problem. And it's like I said before, it's been rough. But as you always hear the adage, this too shall pass, and find a way to move forward. But right now, it's just a lot of pain, mentally and physically, and just trying to do your best to survive. That's all you can do. Let's see here. One story real quick. a couple of seconds here. I just had it up here. Okay, here we go. Acclaimed film critic Richard Roper is joining RogerEbert.com as a regular contributor. Roper will bring his deep knowledge of film and television to the site, with his first piece debuting this week. First piece, excuse me. I feel like I found a new home with an old friend, Roper said. It's a privilege to see my byline under the Roger Ebert banner and to join such a gifted team of writers. There's such a full circle moment because it was Chaz, that's Roger Ebert's wife, who was the one who suggested first to Roger that he give me a tryout as his co-host all those years ago. RogerEbert.com is one of the world's most prestigious destinations for movie criticism, commentary, and community. Ever since the passing of the site's co-founder and namesake, Pulitzer Prize-winning film critic Roger Ebert in 2013, it has been run by his wife, Chaz Ebert. I am thrilled to have Richard join us, and I know that Roger would have been overjoyed, said Chaz. I think it's a great fit for both of us. Roper's decades-long career at Chicago Sun-Times included roles as a columnist, critic, and reporter. He accepted a buyout from the paper in March of 2025 after 37 years of service. Roper first met Roger Ebert at the Chicago Sun-Times in the 1980s, and the two developed a friendship that led to their on-air partnership in 2000 when Roper became the permanent co-host of newly titled Ebert and Roper following the passing of Gene Siskel. Congratulations to Richard. Richard's a great guy. I haven't talked to him in years. We used to work together back at WLS FM at one point, and I remember we had a show, and then back on the AM, I would run the board for some of his weekend shows in that time. But yeah, it was odd to reach out to him, see if he'll respond, and have him on the show and go over that and congratulate him on being a part of RogerEbert.com. What do you say, Jed? Give yourself time to adjust from all the major change. Have a good weekend, everybody in Base Nation. Thank you, Jed. And once again, good to see you in real time. And thanks for the encouraging words. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got to reach out to Richard and see how he's doing if he come on for a little bit or a lot of bit, depending on on what time it is. I would like to get him on CBI Chris Space interviews on Wednesdays. That's something I'm thinking about bringing that back. That'd be cool to have him be a part of the guest a list I'm trying to get to. But we will definitely make that happen. So this has been fantastic. Once again, I thank you so much for being a part of this. I'm going to break out just a little bit early. This has been a wonderful experience to revisit this time slot. Thank you all for taking the time to be here. It's tremendous. It really means a lot. Like Jed said, just have to get used to it and reacclimate yourself and, take time to give yourself grace and take time to heal. Have a fantastic weekend. Tell somebody you love them because it does go a long way. Continue to be safe. Continue to be sound. Continue to be healthy. And most importantly, above anything else, continue to be loved. Long live the peace. Long live the funk. More power to you. And as always, keep your head up.